Gaming can be an expensive hobby, with gaming hardware such as consoles and PCs largely due to inflation, and most recently, manufacturing issues. The prices of games have also been getting higher every few generations. At the same time, free-to-play games have been more in number and better in quality than ever before. To that effect, here are 15 of the best games that you won't believe are free-to-play. Genshin Impact. This MiHoYo-developed gacha game has been gaining popularity ever since its release last year. Genshin Impact drops you in a beautiful, lush, and varied world of Teyvat after you get separated from your sibling following a botched fight with a dragon. There's a great deal of variety among the litany of playable characters. Players can partake in a bunch of quests and activities, and all of it is mostly quality stuff. Genshin Impact has also been pretty consistent with its updates, so those looking to stick with the game for a long time should definitely check it out. S.T.A.L.K.E.R Anomaly. S.T.A.L.K.E.R Anomaly can be described as the collective genius of capable modders around the world have provided what many consider to be a definitive way to experience the S.T.A.L.K.E.R franchise. Anomaly combines the environments of all 3 games in the series, along with procedurally generated quests. Of course, there are also 4 main story arcs that players can partake in, or just let the system go haywire in Warzone mode itself. It's a deep and mechanically rich experience that just happens to be a free download as well. Path of Exile. Developed by Grinding Gear Games, this isometric action RPG wears its Diablo inspirations on its sleeve. Path of Exile is an MMORPG set in the dark fantasy world of Wraeclast. There's plenty of loot to collect, as well as a deep character customization system that should keep players busy for plenty of time. The game was released in 2013, but a plethora of updates and expansions have kept it fresh for so long. While some fans have expressed disagreement for the direction that Path of Exile has taken with its recent updates, it's still a solid enough game for the asking price of nothing. Bless Unleashed. One of the newer games on this list, Bless Unleashed, was released just last year. This MMO sees players taking on giant bosses and grand quests in an open-world environment. The combat is fast-paced for an MMO, and the boss designs certainly look the part of being dangerous. There's also an assortment of quests for players to partake in, which feature story choices as well. The game does suffer from a few rough edges here and there, but can be a lot of fun when it fires on all cylinders. Cry of Fear. Cry of Fear is a psychological thriller that features both a single-player mode as well as a decked-out co-op campaign. It started life as an obscure Half-Life mod and later got its own standalone release in 2013. The game sees the player, or players, take down hordes of zombies and monsters through an evocative and atmospheric city environment. The combat is a lot like Half-Life, fast, frenetic, and brutal. There are multiple endings and unlockables, which, when combined with the already lengthy single-player campaigns, make Cry of Fear a content-rich experience. Splitgate. Splitgate is a weird but supremely fun mixture of Halo-esque arena shooter gameplay along with Portal's innovative mechanics. Splitgate has a lot to offer in terms of game modes and variety, along with quality gunplay and movement mechanics. Developer 1047's debut title does a lot of things right, and as such, has been gaining a lot of momentum with fans lately. While it might not give 343's upcoming Halo Infinite a run for its money, it's still an ambitious and quality arena shooter that fans of the genre should definitely have a look at. Eternal Return. Eternal Return is developer Nimble Neuron's spin on the increasingly popular MOBA and Battle Royale genre. It features a colorful cast of characters with unique abilities and tasks players with surviving the island of Lumia with its multiple types of perils. There's a sophisticated crafting and progression system, along with an added layer of strategy to the whole affair. The game also features a cel-shaded art style, which is quite the inviting aspect of the game. It's still in early access, so be prepared for some rough edges here and there. Dark Deception Chapter 1. Dark Deception describes itself as a first-person horror maze game. Glowstick Entertainment's horror title sees players navigating through an intricately designed maze. The catch, however, is that monsters that have an appearance of a horrific-looking monkey will await you at every corner. The gameplay loop is pretty fun and never fails to keep one's adrenaline pumping at all times. A point worth noting is that while Dark Deception's first chapter is free to play, subsequent chapters that can be downloaded as DLC have an associated price tag. Deceit. Imagine Among Us with realistic graphics and violent gameplay. That's the elevator pitch for Deceit. A group of players are trapped within a map, and the infected have to sabotage areas throughout the level without getting noticed. The innocents, on the other hand, will have to collect items to ensure their survival during testing times. Much like Among Us, there's also a voting mechanic, so players need to ensure that they are covering their tasks. DCS World Steam Edition. Digital Combat Simulator is, well, a highly complex simulation game featuring military-grade aircraft. There's great attention to detail, both in the environments as well as the intricately detailed and modeled interiors. DCS World features a number of aircrafts across a bunch of different time periods and environments. Development is still being actively done on the game, so players can expect new maps and vehicles to be added soon. There's also VR support, although running it requires some beefy hardware, of course. Only 2 aircrafts are included in the free-to-play version, but what is there is truly fascinating. SOULWORKER Online. Following a brief shutdown period earlier this year, SOULWORKER has once again re-emerged from the dead as fans unanimously agree it's better than before. SOULWORKER puts players in the shoes of, well, a soul worker who's been tasked to free humankind from the darkness that lurks in the world. Of course, the story plays second fiddle to the gameplay, which sees players fighting hordes of monsters all across the vibrant map. The combat is combo-heavy and fast-paced, resembling a Nier game. Star Trek Online. This video game incarnation of the popular movie franchise has been going strong for more than 10 years now. Star Trek Online puts players at the front and center of the Milky Way galaxy. Players can take part in a number of quests, all of which are narratively rich. While the visuals might not be on par with the MMOs of today, Star Trek Online features swaths of content that's sure to keep one busy for a long time. Players can progress up to level 65 free of cost. PlanetSide 2. PlanetSide 2 is Rogue Planet Games' MMO outing, featuring some slick first-person shooter mechanics that differentiated from the rest of the pack. In PlanetSide 2, players take part in a large-scale war between factions featuring infantry, ground, and air vehicles. The game has a truly massive scale, and the feeling of being just a mere pawn in a larger battle is well realized. Of course, players can also advance their soldiers' capabilities using the game's skill trees and progression systems as well. The game was released in 2012 and has been going strong with content and balance updates for some time now. RACEROOM Racing Experience. As the title itself gives it away, RACEROOM Racing Experience is a game that finds itself rooted in the grounded realism of simulation games. RACEROOM Racing Experience features a wide assortment of exquisite vehicles to get a hold of and race in an equally diverse offering of racetracks. The game constantly receives new content via updates and is home to official race series like DTM, WTCR, the WTCC, and ADAC GT Masters. While it's no Gran Turismo killer, it can certainly stand on its own 2 feet against contemporaries without breaking anyone's wallet. Super Mecha Champions. The NetEase-developed game is set in a neo-futuristic alpha city that sees players battle it out in mechs decked with an exquisite assortment of weaponry. There are a number of mechs to control, each with its own sets of abilities and weaknesses. It's extremely fast-paced and also features a Battle Royale mode because why not? And that brings us to the end of the video. A quick request, we upload new videos every single day, and if you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Also, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon so that you can receive daily video updates. Thanks for watching.